I just feel like we've asked a lot of questions of Tekkz of what players can stop him on his day. I honestly feel like NR7 has probably got the best chance out of anyone of what we've seen so far this year on FIFA 20. You probably ask why I'm saying that. He's already beat him in this tournament. And that was via
penalty shootout.
A penalty shootout, Richard Buckley.
It's all about the first 10-15 minutes in this game. If NR7 can get a goal and put Tekkz under a little bit of pressure early doors, I think we could be in for a potential Razek win. However, if Tekkz weathers the storm, you'd have to say, in the first half and can go into the second leg leading or goalless, I would say that I think the guys' predictions on the couch of a Tekkz victory could be ringing home.
Yeah, and you'll be able to see the trophy in display in the studio and exactly where they are playing this game. Just behind Tekkz's seat, you can actually just see the outline of the trophy, which his name's already been engraved on it a number of times. It wouldn't be a shock to anyone if he was to go and pick up a second FUT Champions Cup already of the season. After such a dominant performance last year and picked up 3 of the FUT Champions Cups all around the world. We've joked about it though, Bucharest being his second home, because every single time it's a tournament here, seems to pretty much go the long way.
He always performs, he always delivers, does Tekkz in Bucharest.
Someone else that seems to deliver in Bucharest as well. It's going to be a Razek, and he's going to get this game underway. 10 minutes in, and he already leads by a goal to nil.
What did I say? The first 15 minutes is where this game will sort of show us the outline, show us the storyline of what we're going to expect. As that ball got fizzed across the box with the driven pass, it eluded and misguided a couple of players inside the box. Pele was there at the back post to slot in from close range and in the vitality kit.
Yeah, is that a sign of something, maybe a certain team that he wants to pick up the phone and give this man a call?
Yeah.
As we know, a number of esports kits in the game. Just feel like there's something to look into on that. And what a win it was yesterday, Richard, in the quarter-finals. A 4-3 victory against the 2018 E-World Cup champion MS Dasari. Knocked him out again in the quarter-finals. And if there's one thing you've got to do against Tekkz, you have to lead against him. You have to win that first leg, or at least have something to kind of fall back on.
Yeah, you have to try and make the game as little as possible, whether that's 45 minutes left and you're drawing going into the second half, whether it's going into the second leg and it's still only a one-leg game. What I mean by that is you can't lose the first leg 2-3, 4-0. And right now we're seeing NR7 apply the pressure to Tekkz.
Relentless pressure with that as well, Richard. Johan Cruyff picking up the ball on the right-hand side, leading after just 10 minutes in our first out of 2 Xbox Semifinals. Chance to double your money, $15,000 if you get to this next stage. He's through. This could be a chance for R9. Van Dijk.
Just
have
offside.
To be a hero. He was offside anyway. It's not going to matter.
When the ball actually got fed into his striker before he passed it on to R9, I thought he could have taken a shot there, to be honest. See that little free kick as well that he's played there. I know in one of the group stage games in the Swiss, he had a free kick in a very similar position. He tried passing it outwards and got caught and nearly conceded. So now he's very much always going to play back to the goalkeeper when he gets a free kick inside his own box, and then you can play out from there. You might have just heard me throw a pen in excitement across the studio.
Make sure you pick that one back up, because I feel like there could be a few goals in here that I need you to tally down. There's Tekkz. He'll try and bring this game all square as soon as he can. Here's a chance now for Eusebio for him. Cuts back inside. There's the killer pass, and there's R9. Just as we expected, we are in for a thriller.
Beautiful goal. I don't know what part of the foot that's come off of R9 to go into the back of the net. Not like he just had to make any sort of contact. Lovely build-up play as well from Tekkz in the box to find R9. Simple touch past the goalkeeper and back at a level game.
It was a bit of a rocky road for Tekkz in day one of the competition. I don't think many people expected him to be in round 5 of Swiss in the position that he was in an elimination matchup, because he did go, in fact, 1 and 2 in Swiss, and he needed 2 big performances, one in round 4 against Ajax Joey, and round 5 he had to play against another USA representative. Is Enrajek back to goal? Little scoop turn from Eusebio! Scoop turn into the finish! It's absolute magic from the Portuguese icon.
Beautiful goal, lovely fake shot. Smashed past the goalkeeper with the left foot from Nicholas Razek. Hitting him straight back. Just after Tekkz scored, Razek comes down the other end and punishes Fnatic Tekkz. What a game we are in for right here, right now, on Championship Sunday, under the lights.
Can we just talk about this as well, Richard? Tekkz did not concede a goal for 8 legs of FIFA coming into this matchup. 30 minutes into it, Nicholas Razek has put 2 past him.
When I was talking to Tekkz a little bit earlier this weekend, he was always saying, I was asking him, who's the best person you've played against? There was one name that was ringing around. Nicholas Razek. Nicholas Razek, he's the best that I've played.
And of course, if there's one way to beat Tekkz, as simple as it sounds, to outscore him. Don't forget that result in FUT Champions Cup 3 last year. In this exact same location. 7 goals to 1, you said, was the scoreline, and that was in a knockout game as well. Dolomite went and won that tournament. Obviously no Dolomite in this tournament after he was knocked out in the knockout rounds. Eusebio again, he's done so well to get round his man, drag back. Oh no, it's in the way.
But he's almost playing Tekkz at his own game right now, is Nicholas Razek. The drag backs inside the box, the elusiveness, the aloof that Nicholas Razek is playing with.
He's just so quick, isn't he? In and around the box.
It looks a little bit lost defensively at times, Tekkz. That's a goal right there if R9 doesn't get in the way.
I went round this morning as well to see obviously the players that are in day 3 of the tournament, Richard, are in the knockout rounds. And Tekkz was just there playing his FUT Champions games. Just getting games played, ensuring he was ready for this knockout matchup. On the other side of that, we know Razek hasn't been feeling too well. Hopefully a good night's sleep is exactly what he needed coming into today. And at the moment, he looks on fire. Tekkz, though, already replied once. To expect him to reply again. Love a little touch there from R9. It was an ambitious touch for him, though, to be able to control the ball afterwards. And just as expected, unfortunately, couldn't keep that ball down. Just that combination, though, Richard, isn't it, of Cruyff into R9 and Eusebio as well. Constant pass, drag back, scoop turn. You can just see by the reaction of Enrajek at the half-time, he's probably thinking, I could be 3-1 up. Yeah,
he's definitely thinking that this lead could be higher than what it currently is. You can see Tekkz there on the making defensive changes. I think he knows that the way that this game's going, if he wasn't to make those defensive changes, potentially this game could be 3-4, 5-1 after the first leg. You can't lose the first leg in such an emphatic manner that means that the second leg is away from you. If that means making defensive changes, putting your cams on, come back on defense and dropping your depth down to go into the second leg with a game still on your hands, sometimes that is what you've got to do.
Here comes Tekkz straight away in this second half. He'll be looking to equalise as soon as possible. Just rush that ball through to Hullet. He knows he rushed it as well. If you're wondering where these two did match up in the competition in day 1, it was in round 2 of Swiss, in which they did draw 1-1 across 2 legs, Richard, and extra time. And it was a penalty shootout victory, as we mentioned, to Enrajek.
I think going back to the previous point as well about the defensive changes being 2-1 down, Tekkz also believes in his attacking players, that the 4 sort of attacking players he's got, his 3 cams and his striker, he can do damage with just those players on his own. He doesn't need his DMs pushing up. He doesn't need his fullbacks to be involved. We've seen Tekkz do damage with 1 player, never mind 4.
And let's not forget as well, Tekkz always seems to play a better second leg as well. Don't know why that is. It always seems to happen. Wow, off the post. It could have been free. Didn't finesse it, just a standard shot.
And I tell you what, Nicholas Razek has got every right to be annoyed that he's not 4-1 up right now. R9, now that chance right there off the post, the one that he caught offside from, still looks super focused and doesn't really seem to be phasing Nicholas Razek. I know he's quite an emotional player.
The attack is relentless from Nicholas Razek at the moment. Can he find Eusebio? Patrick Vieira just throwing his face in the way and his body of Eusebio saying, no thank you, you're not coming past. You're Incha, hill to hill. Stopping the ball in and around the edge of the box, R9. And he got the rebound off Hullet. Hullet just doing enough though. There's a pause cue by Razek. I still just feel like as well, there's so many German players out there in the FIFA scene, especially over on the Xbox. Now we've got the likes of Dolomite, who's a FUT Champions Cup winner. We've got Megabit. Over on the PlayStation, we've got some fantastic players there, including Mo Alba, an E-World Cup champion. And still, I just don't know where they rank Razek.
I mean,
he's incredible.
I'd find it very hard not to rank him as the #1 Xbox German player. Overall, you'd probably put him second behind Mo Alba, because Mo Alba did win the World Championship, the World Cup. However, you can't put...
We probably sound like a salesman out here to try and get him a club, but he's making knockouts again, Richard. Quarterfinal, stage 1.
You can't underestimate how consistent he has been. You can't undervalue consistency at the top level over 3 games. This isn't just 1 year, this is over 3 different titles. When Tekkz won in Barcelona, who was the man he beat in the console final? Nicholas Razek.
And throughout that year, it seemed to be like he was making every single semi-final or console final when Razek, wherever it was in the world, making E-World Cup Grand Finals as well, Richard, which not many players can do either.
When MS Tassari in FIFA 18 won in Manchester, who was the man he beat in the console final? You know the answer. Nicholas Razek.
And it feels like all those tournaments you've mentioned, Richard, all those big moments in his FIFA career where he might have been just a step off the mark to becoming a champion, to really getting his name on that FUT Champions Cup, maybe to be the second German to do so. Of course, we still have a second leg in front of us. We're not getting ahead of ourselves, but he's been incredible. Tekkz could equalise here. Fantastic defending from Virgil van Dijk. Just stood strong with that left boot and just hoofed it clear, but hoofed it straight back into the path of Tekkz, who will come forward once again. We'll look to feed the ball into those danger men in and around the box. The skies through ball that he tries once more. Didn't go through that time.
And even though Razek is winning right now 2-1, if you were to look at this game in terms of odds or anything like that, Tekkz will probably still be favourite to take this game, as Eusebio making a mark there down the right-hand side, but Maldini coming across and cleaning up any danger for Tekkz. It's going to be Zambrotta to travel 30-40 yards forward with the ball. No pressure on Zambrotta at all here. He's able to travel so high up the pitch, bringing everybody else with him.
Yeah, but he gained about 30 yards there. R9's in there. He could have taken the shot himself. Wants to play in Hullet though. Again, the pass slightly too heavy. And then Razek just under 10 minutes away from a slight advantage, headed into that second leg, in which if he does end up losing by a goal or so, I'll be thinking, how have I not scored before that? Allison just sweeping that one up. Tekkz will get one more chance. As I mentioned, always seems to have a better second leg. That's this young man. I think you said it yesterday, Rich, if there's one way to beat him, it has to be over a best-of-1, because over 2 legs, time and time again, he's proven us wrong. I remember that Gorilla game last year, probably one of the best games of competitive FIFA I've seen, a Grillo against Tekkz. Could say one of the veterans in the UK scene up against one of the newcomers. It was just an end-to-end game of FIFA. Who could outsmart the other one? obviously Tekkz just winning that one in the end, but he had so many questions asked of him, and he continues to get questions asked of him, Tekkz, every single major tournament. We saw it in the World Cup final last year when he didn't make it into the knockout stages. It really suffered him personally. And there we go, full time in the first leg. There is a slight advantage to move into the second leg with 4 NR7, but what performance from the German.
Yeah, great performance. You're probably thinking only 2-1, but probably should have been 3-4, in all honesty. He had the chance with R9 in the second half. He then had the opportunity where the shot hit R9 and when the referee called it offside in the end there. But I think for Tekkz, he's such a good second leg performer that even though Razek is leading, he will know that he has a far, far bigger job ahead of him in keeping this lead.
Most definitely indeed. It's only a 1-goal lead as well, which in competitive FIFA is absolutely nothing, of course, for Tekkz to come back with. We've seen him come back before from 3 goals down and do some remarkable things, of course, when it comes to FUT Champions Cups. And if he was to go and win again today, Richard, it really would be incredible for him. You know, over 3 years, that'll be... He's already won a major every year across 3 years. If he can go back-to-back majors, we'll start having these back-to-back conversations again as we did last year. Whether it was LQEs or whether it was majors, he was always there and he was lifting trophies for fun last year.
I think the bigger thing for him as well will be, a lot of people last year said that he was just good at the meta, whether that was the scoop crosses, whether that was the skill move links, the elastico. People said that he just abused the meta. This year, it's a completely different game. Yep. FIFA 19, you had to learn 4, 5, 6 skills, and sort of you learn routines, and you could be good at the game. Whereas in FIFA 20, you've got to have a much more well-rounded package. You have to be able to defend, you have to be able to break people down who are playing drop back 1 depth, you have to be able to sort of exploit the opportunities that you're given. If he goes on to win back-to-back events in the same vein that he won last year, the conversations of him being the best FIFA player ever will just accelerate. You also look at the bracket that he has had
to
get
it's a very difficult side, isn't it?
This point as well, he had to beat FUTWIZ Jamie 3-0, who was on fire, probably the best Jamie that we've ever seen at an event. Yep. He then had to beat Lyrics in a super, super tight game. He kept Lyrics pretty quiet throughout the majority of the game, beating him 2-0, keeping a clean sheet. And now against Nicholas Razek, who's just off the back of beating MS Desari.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other word to describe it than, incredible. An incredible tournament.
I think the best thing is as well, like we're so early into the year of FIFA 20 that people haven't even grasped the game properly, and the fact that Tekkz is somehow still winning tournaments,
so
and still being consistent. And I've said this before, and I'll still back up. I still don't feel like we've even seen the best version of Tekkz this year in FIFA 20, and he still brushed past everyone in the tournament just 2 weeks ago in Bucharest. Top of the pile on the Xbox rankings, and honestly, I don't think he will be moving from that first spot throughout the whole year if he can continue to dominate once again this weekend. And obviously, if you don't know, the other matchup we got is where we've got an all-Brazilian Xbox Semi-Final to come up after this game. NSE Vinny up against Gabriel PN from Team R10. That's Ronaldinho's esports team. So do not go anywhere. There's still so much more action to come. I think Tekkz has just got back after a very small break. And you can see Enzo there over his shoulder. Probably just giving him a few instructions before jumping into the second leg.
This is the Xbox culmination of the bracket here. We've already had the PlayStation semi-finals wrapped up. It was Crazy Clash Gamer beating #Harry. And on the other side of that, you saw Paulo Neto with a very professional, well-rounded, driven performance, beating Dami 2-0.
Yeah, it was a really impressive performance, wasn't it, over the 2 legs. And it's just, we will keep talking about it as well whilst we're waiting for this game to go and get into the second leg. But just the South American dominance has just been amazing, isn't it, to see, like, and with those names already auto qualifying back to the next FUT Champions Cup, it opens up even more spots for other Brazilians.
And then you also look at the players who didn't make this event from South America. Nicholas, Janos, Resende, Senator Bone, Tor. These players who were pretty much at the top of the South American region last year can't even qualify. The talent coming out of South America right now is astonishing.
It's amazing. The reason why there are so many players coming out as well is because of those role models like Verfilza and Nicholas, Abinio.
It's also as well, I think, because of the sort of the molds that they have. They have these organisations, they have these teams with multiple players in them where they can constantly play against each other, they can constantly improve at the game.
You can just see it there. Tekkz, average goals conceded a game 1. Nicholas Razek, the first person to score against him in 8 legs of FIFA. Tekkz obviously did not concede a goal from round 4 in Swiss all the way until this semi-final. We are joining in the second leg now. When Razek be able to back up another performance again. This year in FIFA 20, they matched up in the Swiss round. It was a 1-1 over 2 legs. And he had to go down to a penalty shootout in the end where Razek was able to pick up a huge win for him, which might be a confidence booster. He's just giving away possession, though. There's 3 players running through. Can he recover from this? It will be Laurent Blanc that has to come over. Vieira can't do enough. Garincha's through. He's going to open up with a finesse, surely. Yes, he can't hold on to it. And he could just about pick up the pieces afterwards.
I'll tell you what, he'll be thanking these lucky stars right there, will Nicholas Razek. Played a short free kick from the offside. He got caught out, and Neymar was just bursting away from Laurent Blanc. Yashin to the rescue.
It's one of them, isn't it? You don't give Tekkz a sniff in and around the box. We saw that yesterday against Lyrics. It was that one mistake. Laurent Blanc dived in, and R9 found himself in that pocket of space where he just dropped the shoulder on his left and was able to smash it into the back of the net with that right foot. I'm sure if any of you guys were following the tournament, you'll remember that goal perfectly from yesterday. Tekkz, though, with a very strong start, just 10 minutes in. Very close to going 1-0 up and making this game all square on aggregate at 2-2. If we are drawing over the 2 legs, we will go to extra time once again. We've done it many a times.
You saw then when Tekkz did the sort of slow down, because when you do come to a full halt, it takes about a second for your player to then react back to the inputs. You saw Nicholas Razek sprint at him, just flat out sprinted him with Hullet and disrupted the movement of Tekkz. Something he's probably looked at that Tekkz was doing and thought of a workaround for it.
It was Razek. His first real chance to get near Tekkz's defensive third. That's a great ball into Pele. Can Pele finish here? Yes, he can. Fantastic start once again from Nicholas Razek. He went 1-0 up in quick succession in game 1, and he's been able to do exactly the same in leg number 2. That's a 2-goal advantage, Richard. That is massive.
And the warning lights are flashing right now for Fnatic Tekkz. Trailing by 2 goals against the player of Nicholas Razek's quality. It's going to be a tough ask for the FUT Champions Cup Stage 1 champion. But if anyone can do it, it would be this man that you'd put in that situation to succeed.
We haven't seen too much of a outpour of emotion from Tekkz, especially in Cup 1 in some of those tough games, or in this tournament where he did have his back against the wall from round 4 Swiss onwards. If he was to bring this one back and win it 4-3, I'm sure we'd see a huge celebration pour out of him. Here's Hull on the edge of the box. It's a great ball into R9 all the way across. That's fantastic. Fnatic Tekkz take a bow.
Yeah, great goal from Tekkz, hitting him back straight from the kickoff. Lovely play inside the box, simple pass across. Eusebio's going to slot that in every single day of the week. Cutting him open. That's the perfect reply for Tekkz. Having that deficit though, straight away.
So important just to keep Razek in touching distance still. Only by a goal. And Razek has to go and hunt for another one now. Concentration levels needed from Nicholas Razek to try and hold on to this one, Lil, will be incredible. There's a through ball into Eusebio. He's down that byline now. It's going to fall back to Vieira, into R9, and he will reply once again. We said to expect an incredible semi-final, and it is certainly delivering right now in Bucharest.
End-to-end FIFA. Two of the best players on the planet. Hitting each other blow for blow. Haymaker for haymaker.
You just can't describe the importance in that goal as well, Richard. To then go 2 goals back in front against Tekkz. 30 minutes played. And we've already seen 3 goals in this match.
Just saw there, Nicholas Razek using an engine chemistry style on R9. Quite an interesting quirk for him.
It's crazy to think as well, the goals that Tekkz has scored just over these 2 legs was the amount he scored in this tournament up until this game. Nicholas Razek being able to find the back of the net. 4 times across these 2 legs coming into this match. We have to remember Tekkz did not concede in 8 legs of FIFA. He did really well for Eusebio with that heel to heel just to try and tease Van Dijk. Found the little pocket of space, and Allison able to make that save for him. And then we're going to go into Tekkz's point of view now, into his team management.
Attacking changes there for Tekkz as well. He's switched now into a 4-4-2, and it's Zidane and Zidane coming on at centre mid. He's brought off Vieira, who's predominantly more of a defensive midfielder, and Zidane, who can offer you that attacking threat, coming on. I like the change, and see if Zidane can be the catalyst for a Tekkz comeback here.
Durinchia. Lucky enough, Vieira able to do the job. I think Rajat, we're thinking, let's just try and shut this half out and get me into half-time with that 2-goal advantage. 4-2, the German does lead at the moment. Seems like Bucharest is the place in which he will play against Tekkz, and 9 times out of 10 get a result against him.
You see a little nod of the head there from Razek. Just to sort of assert yourself a little bit more in this game. Every decision seems to go in Razek's way right now. The throw-in, the free kick.
Can get another one as well. This will really question Tekkz. Cruyff could be through into R9. Allison just off his line slightly.
Yeah, it weren't a great finish. It really weren't a great finish from Razek. But again, all the 50-50s are going the Germans' way.
He's going to come straight back at Tekkz once again.
This one-touch passing is really, really nice to watch.
R9, he's going to be through. Ball roll round the keeper, can't get round him. And he's going to be offside anyway, it's not going to matter.
The way that it's just pinging the passes on the edge of the box. Everything has a purpose, everything's quick, snappy. The game is a real joy to watch right now.
Really is probably one of the standout matches we've seen all weekend long. Added time at 3 minutes, quite a generous allocation of added time in his first half. Razek though, once again, whether it's Laurent Blanc, whether it's Virgil van Dijk, it always seems to be the right decision defensively for him.
2 absolute units at centre half as well. 6'4", the pair of them.
You know what, you might even get one more chance as well. Fortunately, Van Dijk will clear that one into Rosette, and more importantly, bring this first half to a close, in which both players very even with the shots they've had on goal, but Razek being able to find the back of the net a number of times in this matchup. 2-goal advantage, Richard, and he's 45 minutes away from causing a huge upset and stopping Tekkz from not just getting his name on the trophy. It will mean that we will have a new winner.
That's the question though. Is it an upset? Is it just 2 unbelievable players going against each other? A little bit like when you had Nadal and Federer, when you had Phil Taylor, Raymond van Barneveld. You had 2 players at the top of their game in their individual sports playing against each other. At the end of the day, one's got to win and one's got to lose. More often than not, when we've been in knockout football, it's been Tekkz who's been the winner. That's why some people would say this is an upset. But for Nicholas Razek, this is an expected performance from him. He'd be disappointed if he went out right now.
Especially after taking out the Sari yesterday as well. To take out another huge name. If not one of the biggest names in competitive FIFA right now.
Let's just talk about that as well. Desari and Tekkz, he'll have knocked out back-to-back rounds.
And he'll be feeling on fire going into that huge console final. And we're waiting for a Brazilian in there. NSC Vinny or Gabriel. We have to say this again and again and again and again. If Tekkz goes out, we will have a new FUT Champions Cup winner. It will be 5 names on that trophy. Of course, there's the potential for 4 players to go there and win it. Still 40 minutes or just so left in this matchup. He's only 2 goals behind. This is Tekkz we're talking about. But NR7 has not put a foot wrong. Lovely ball into Cruyff. Could this be a 3-goal advantage for him if he can just find that killer pass in and around the box? Cruyff does so well just to suck out Maldini. There will be space now in the back. There's that space. Pele turns back inside. Huge save from Alisson.
What a save from Alisson. Another pause here by Tekkz. Putting those cams on, stay forward. Well, the fullbacks, I think, on you see him there. Not on stable or attacking anymore. It's got to be another change. Mbappe's been introduced here at half-time for him. Zidane as well brought on. I wouldn't be surprised to see Neymar come off potentially. With Pele on at left back. Surely that's sort of looking towards a 3 at the back. Carlos Alberto, Van Dijk and Maldini. But he's going to be Pele left back for the get-go.
That's the choice he's made. It's a sacrifice to defender for another attacking change. Corner to come in from NR7, who is still a free agent somehow. He's made 2 events already. Could be an esports jersey he could have worn across those 2 legs. Especially into day 3 in this one as well. Laurent Blanc, of all people, picking up the ball in the box into R9. 2 people had to try and take R9 down. The pass onwards did find the Dutchman in Cruyff. He found himself offside. Just feel like NR7 wants 1 more goal in this game just to kill it off.
Yeah, the next goal scorer is everything. If NR7 scores, it'll kill the...
Oh my God, Yashin.
It'll kill the energy as well of Tekkz. Because right now he feels like he can get back in this game. Oh, that's an awful touch.
This could be it. This could be the match winner. Pele, can he get it past Alisson? Yes, he can. And you just saw the outpour of emotion from the German NR7. Maybe he thinks he has done enough to book himself a spot in a console final.
He knows that no matter who you're against, whether it's Tekkz, Desari, anybody, a 3-goal lead in FIFA 20 is so tough to turn around. So tough.
This is what we expect to see. Tekkz straight into his team management. And it really is now or never. Everything out for him. He has got time. He's got 3 goals, though, to get against a player that has been really sound defensively as well.
This is no shock right now either for the changes that Tekkz is making. To be honest, it's why Pele came on at left-back. He probably knew that he were going to have to switch to a 3 at the back. He would have liked to do a little bit later in the game with not 25 minutes left.
I just want to address this as well, Richard. The way you beat Tekkz is you attack him and you score goals against him. So many players that have played against Tekkz and have tried to come up with game plans of, I'm going to sit back this game, I'm going to try and see out a 1-0. The way you do it is you've just got to constantly attack and attack and attack him, keep him guessing and outscore him. Simply the way, and NR7 did it back in Bucharest for Champions Cup 3 last year. 7-1.
I think Goal Machine had a game as well against Tekkz at an LQE in London, where he did a very similar thing. He just got at him. He got early goals against him.
Because Tekkz will reply. You saw him reply, what, once, twice, 3 times, and he was trying to keep the game tight. Obviously, all the respect in the world to the young man. He's achieved so much in the last 12 months of competitive FIFA. But Nicholas Razek is 20 minutes away from knocking out one of the household names here in Bucharest, Romania. And will also mean that we will be seeing a new FUT Champions Cup winner, a new name on that trophy.
The ball could be causing a little bit of controversy as well down the line. Headed out from Allison, and that ball turned back over to Nicholas Razek. He's got to be dreaming right now.
I think it's just one of them, Richard, as well. Coming into this, we know Tekkz didn't concede in 8 legs of FIFA. We know Nicholas Razek's a very attacking player, and he's looking for a 6. Is he going to find one? Allison collects that one. What a goal kick that is as well to find Pele.
Where's the runners, though? Where's the midfield runners?
That's what we'll be saying. Where is the options for him? He's got a lot of space there, though. R9. Back to Eusebio. And it's those big moments there that if Razek can find an answer for and get out of those moments as well. We had 4 people chasing him down. Still switched the play out, was able to find Roberto Carlos, and this could be game over. Little dink over the goalkeeper, and you might as well write his name in the Xbox console final. Nicholas Razek with a first-class performance.
They're hitting for 7 in January. Nicholas Razek, he's got 6 already. With 10 minutes left to go. So I think Tekkz has conceded 7 goals in this tournament up to this point. He's conceded 6 in 1 series right now. I think this is more of an indication of how good Nicholas Razek is.
We said it. We said if there's one man that can take down Tekkz, especially this early into the game, there's not many people that have grasped the game this early on. We keep saying this. We keep talking about it. Nicholas Razek, he lost in a penalty shootout last time he was here against Dolomic. It was that slightly contested. It was a penalty shootout. Imagine if he won that penalty shootout. Could have been a different story. Of course, hindsight's a beautiful thing.
Nicholas Razek has the perfect performance right now. And he, no disrespect to NSE Vinny or Gabriel from R10, he will be thinking, this is my tournament. No Desari, no Tekkz, no Nicholas, no Stefano Pino, no Joxan, no Mo Albert.
What a chance he's got.
Double Mike out of the competition.
But
this
also,
is his
on the
tournament.
other side of the bracket, the Brazilians right now. We said about household name value. We said about Tekkz. Everyone's scared to play against him. He's about to be knocked out of the tournament. Nicholas Razek wants another. Will he get one? Just holding the ball up with Pele. Tekkz knows it's game over. Unfortunately, he will be crashing out the competition. Did make it into Championship Sunday. Did pick up 800 Global Series points. But unfortunately, he won't be getting his name back on that FUT Champions Cup in 2 FUT Champions Cups back-to-back. Nicholas Razek, headphones are off. Turtle Beach headsets off as well. Added time of just 2 minutes, if that. Nicholas Razek, $15,000 richer. But more importantly, the confidence, Richard. Knocking out MS Desari, knocking out F2 Tekkz. Is this the weekend for the German?
He will have no better opportunity to win a FUT Champions Cup than right now will Nicholas Razek. 6-2 victory over Fnatic Tekkz. Job done. He moves into the Xbox console final. And what a perfect performance